Everyone, my name is Danae. I'm excited to be doing this capstone course with everybody. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's kind of itching to be done, but I still have enjoyed my time enrolled in this program, as I'm sure most of us have, and I'm ready for whatever the next steps may be. As I've been reflecting on the program and just thinking back to everything that we've done so far, something that really sticks out to me is all the way back in RDG 512 when we had to do the biographical sketches of literacy theorists. I chose Gloria Ladson-Billings. I'm really glad that I did. Reading about not only her life, but also reading her work really just resonated with me and has stuck with me and kind of come up over the course of every other class that we've done and all the assignments. Her culturally relevant pedagogy is just something that I feel like I've already kind of started applying, not even just in my educational sort of areas of my life, but also just in general, like the idea that we're going to approach people, individuals, students, peers, uh, with the mindset of what's going right and how can I contribute to that and make that grow as opposed to what's going wrong and having this sort of negative mindset and that seems more traditional is something that I just really resonated with me. It was something I hadn't really considered before, but in practice, like even as I've sort of applied things kind of maybe more in my mind than in my actual practice because I'm not in a classroom. But I've just kind of seen the reality of that so much of traditional education and learning is focused on what students don't know or what adults don't know, just the sort of shortcomings of people, and to flip that on its head and to celebrate and encourage what people do know. I've done just little things like that at the library that I work at, where it's like if they want a book recommendation and they're like, I just don't know where to start, I don't know what I'm doing, that kind of thing. I try to flip that and say, well, what's gone right? In my head, I'm like, what can we focus on that is positive in this experience for you, and how can we adapt to that? I especially took that kind of mentality into when we did our practicum, which has also stuck with me. And when I was with my student, I had an eighth grade student, and right away that I had to put that into practice because everything that I thought we were going to do quickly realized it was not going to happen the way that I thought it would. But that was the most beautiful thing about it because I felt like she was able to get the most out of it. And that's really what matters. And it doesn't matter what I think people should like or, what I like or, uh, I, I think the biggest thing I've taken from both of those experiences and kind of combining them together is that I don't ever want to be in the business of making disciples. I would much rather be in the business of making discerners. I want people to be fully autonomous in how they think, what they think, how they approach things like stories and the world around them, and just in every aspect of their life. I want them to be able to make true connections, and they can't make true connections that really resonate with them if they're just trying to emulate me. And so I've really just taken that whole idea, and every time that it's popped up in the program, that's been something that's just resonated with me and I try to remind myself of, and I know I'll be taking going forward. And a question mark that kind of comes up with me in that is how do I then apply like the strategies that we've learned and everything that we've kind of talked about for learners to adults specifically? I feel more drawn to that as a like viewing myself as an educator. Um, I feel drawn to helping, make an impact in people who are already adults who maybe have missed out on that kind of thinking in their earlier, more formal education. How do we then, in a context like the library, start implementing these kinds of things for adults to help them kind of instill that lifelong learning and instill the confidence and the curiosity that is needed in order to make these kinds of connections, whether it be with books or beyond that. So that's kind of one of the biggest things I'm focused on right now is like in my own self-reflection, and I'm sure throughout this course, and I'm in another course right now too, just thinking about that. And as I look to the future of beyond this program and what I'm going to do next, I really want to be able to use these kinds of things and this kind of perspective to help adults and be kind of outside of that traditional educational context. I look forward to seeing what everybody else says, and best of luck this semester.